Target 7.4 is very similar to 7.3, except 7.4 has you starting with grams and ending with moles. So it's asking you to convert between grams of one substance to moles of another. Question 1 asks how many moles of oxygen are needed to react with 342 grams of C6H14. I'm going to highlight what was given to me. That was the 342 grams of C6H14. And I'm asking you to find oxygen, moles of oxygen. So I can ignore the products of that reaction. If I look at my foldable, in this case, I'm starting with grams, and I'm asking you to end with moles. The first step is to convert the grams that was given to you into moles using the molar mass of the compound given to you. And then we multiply by the mole ratio, which comes from our coefficients. So start by writing your given 342 grams of C6H14. And then using your periodic table, you're going to go find the molar mass of C6H14, which is 86.2 grams of C6H14 in 1 mole. At this point, you've converted grams of C6H14 into moles of C6H14. And now we can use our mole ratio. There are 2 moles of C6H14 for every 19 moles of oxygen. Let's multiply across the top. 342 times 1 times 19. You get 6,498. Multiply across the bottom, 86.2 times 2 is 172.4. And then I'm going to divide those two. $37.7. And if you're ever unsure of the unit, go back to the question, what is it asking for? I'm asking for moles of O2, so my final answer should have moles of O2. Question 2 starts grams of oxygen and asks you to find moles of water. So I'm starting with 24 grams of oxygen. Let's turn grams into moles. I need the molar mass of O2. There are 32 grams of oxygen for every 1 mole of oxygen. Let's see. We don't need to worry about the carbon dioxide or the C6H14. So I'm only looking at the oxygen and the water. Now I can use my mole ratio. There are 19 oxygen for every 14 water. To solve, I multiply across the top. 24 times 1 times 14. Let's multiply across the bottom, 32 times 19. And then you can divide, so 336 divided by 608. And I get 0.55 moles of H2O. The last question asks how many moles of C6H14 react if I had 36 or 35 grams of water that formed. So we're only looking at the C6H14 and the H2O, the water. 35 grams of water. Convert grams of water into moles using the molar mass. So water has a molar mass of 18 grams. And then there's 14 moles of water for every 2 moles of C6H14. 35 times 1 times 2 is 70, divided by 18 times 14, so that's 252. 70 divided by 252 is 0.28 moles of C6H14.